Welcome to Violin Adventures number 239. This week we discover some old paintings, we explore an old music box, we play the new violin, we set up a little tiny violin, and we carve some candles. Hope you enjoy! Here's a little tiny violin. Going through the shop, there's a lot of instruments that are just waiting to be repaired. So I've got one of them here. This is a little 1/8 size violin. And what I like about it is it's rare nowadays to find little violins with real ebony pegs. It looks like it's real purfling. So that's kind of a rare thing for inexpensive small instruments. But what we're going to do here is get this little guy set up and see what he sounds like. I don't expect real good sound because it's so small. And this is a beautifully high quality bridge. It's an Albert bridge, and you can see how beautiful the wood is. Well, this is also a rare thing, is to have a good quality bridge on a small instrument. This is what I was looking for. This is for an 1/8 or 1/16, and it's very soft, nice leather, and this is a very old, this little piece is probably 40 or 50 years old. Alright, and then this leather comes down. This is very nice and soft. This covering covers all this. Okay, here's our little 1/8 size violin. Let's see what it sounds like. It's got Pro Art strings. It's got a nice quality bridge and ebony pegs. Although the sound post, I haven't moved it in there, and who knows what that quality might be, but we'll see here. Has a very small voice. It's very quiet, but it's not squeaky, and I think that's really good when you have a beginning violinist. You don't want it too loud, but you don't want it to be squeaky either and hurt the ears. So I think this is ready to go up on the shelves, ready for a little customer. Exploring an old music box. With a little extra time, I'd like to show you one of the little music boxes that got me started into mechanical music, and this is called a Musette. And I found it in an old antique shop, and at that point it just wasn't working. So this is run by bellows. Underneath there's a couple bellows in here, and then if you open this up, I'll show you up close. If you can see in there, that is where little reeds will be. So the reeds are in there, and the wind from the bellows goes up through the reeds. Now, up here is the roll of paper, and if you can see, there's holes there where the air can come through, and the paper either stops it or lets it come through. We have two rolls. This roll is the music roll that you can place in here, and then this roll collects the music. So at this point I release the lever here so that I can wind the music back on the music roll. And this is a patriotic music roll, so there we go, right there. And then I'm gonna switch the lever back so that this will take it on. And you can hear, on this side we have two. This one rolls the music and this one plays the music. And you can adjust the level of the volume by either closing the box or opening the box. We took the new violin out to play it outside, and there was a little discovery. All right, I've got my beautiful new violin out here. It's opening up more and more, so I thought I'd bring it out here and play it for a little bit. Okay, I really like the volume. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but it's very loud out here, even with the cars going by and of course all the birds. Okay, here we are at the creek, and I'm standing right here to film, and I look down in the creek, And look at what I see. And he's a big guy too. So I just had a cicada fly into my hair, and then I got a bug on my strings. We'll see how long it can last out here. And it is a bit humid. While the little turtle hasn't moved, I guess he's enjoying the music and enjoying the sun. Well, there's our turtle. I guess we'll say goodbye to him. Hi, turtle. Yeah, you can see him blinking. show you some of my candles. We have the reds, the blues, yellows, purples, greens, and mixtures. And then I just developed a new one. It's the style of this one where we have the basket weave with kind of a flame coming up. This is one that I developed this week. And then I thought, well, how about putting on a violin? So this is a wax violin, so it will melt along with the candle. So this is my new design for this week. I got to cleaning up the shop and noticing that my stock for candles was getting low, so we're making a bunch of candles just to take a break from violins, and then we'll be back at it. I also have a second violin one. It's very similar to this one, except that I just used some different colors in the violin to make it just a little bit different from this one. After the flood, there were two little closets that I almost forgot about. One is right here. Okay, this is a little closet that I had stuffed with paintings because there was no room for them right now. So I have Mr. Timothy Winters had helped me with when we moved, and I haven't unpacked a lot of them. So the plan is, let's unpack these. Let's see if there's anything we want to keep or get rid of. Okay, here's one of the first ones I've painted. Mat is ruined, but the painting looks okay. This was done in 2006. Okay, this one is one of my first perspective paintings I did right at the beginning, and I won't be getting rid of this one, but you can see clearly the water just ruined this. It ruined the matting and even got on some of the painting. At least it didn't ruin it, but I'm going to get this out. Alright, here's the next one. This is another 2006. It's got a very pretty frame, a wooden frame here. And not much water damage, just a little bit on the back. Okay, this is going down memory lane. This was one of my very first paintings before. This is picturing when I came in to bring my violin to get repaired, and that was the beginning of a wonderful relationship. So this is a picture of the shop as it was. So here's another one. Same thing here. The mat is ruined, but there it is. Time for a story. All right, today we're back reading out of Anecdotes of Great Musicians by Francis Gates, and there's one here I thought was very interesting, number 243, Arrested for Treason. Famous baritone Tamburini once had an experience which showed the appreciation in which he was held by royalty. He was passing through Venice, where he was very popular and greatly idolized, on his way to Trieste to keep an operatic engagement in that city. As he, with his lovely young wife, were seated in their gondola on the way to the ship, which was to carry them on their journey, they were overtaken by a government gondola filled with armed men, and the singer was placed under arrest. He protested that he was an opera singer simply passing through Venice, that he never meddled with politics, and that there must be some mistake. But the officer showed the order for his arrest, and the singer and his wife were transferred to the government vessel and taken back to the city. The gondola drew up to the heavy doors of a large building, and the prisoners were conducted through a long passageway and suddenly thrust into a brilliantly lighted room, which proved to be the green room of a theater. The officer then addressed him, saying, "I have the honor to announce to you the commands of His Majesty the Emperor." It is his imperial wish that you perform tonight in the marriage of Figaro. The emperor, together with His Majesty the Emperor of Russia, will honor the performance with their presence. The audience was one of the most brilliant that could be conceived, and Tamburini excelled himself. At the end of the last act, the audience remained to call the singer before the curtain and deluge him with wreaths of flowers. When, flushed with triumph, Tamburini returned behind the curtain, he found himself again a prisoner, and he and his trembling wife were conducted to the apartments assigned to them. While their treatment had been courteous, they knew not what was in store, nor could they obtain any information from the soldiers in charge. The answer was that he should know on the morrow. The next day Tamburini was conducted into the royal presence. The whole court was assembled to do honor to the illustrious guest, the Emperor of Russia. When his name was announced, the singer made his obeisance and stood awaiting the monarch's commands. "Signor Tamburini," said the emperor, "you stand before us as a prisoner, but we understand you plead ignorance of your offense." "I do, sire. I am ignorant of how I have broken the laws or offended your majesty." "Then we will tell you. It was high treason for you to attempt to pass through this city without stopping to sing for us. You are proved guilty of a conspiracy to defraud our good Venetians of their rights in refusing them and privilege of hearing you. You lie at our mercy, but we will remit all punishment other than a few days' imprisonment with us. Moreover, we have ordered a sum of money to be paid to you in testimony of our appreciation of your performance, and in addition, allow you to ask any favor you will." "Sire, I simply ask to be permitted to keep my word to my friends at Trieste who are expecting me." "You are a noble fellow, Tamburini, and your request is granted. Only tonight we must have you in Lucia di Lammermoor. And now, come nearer." The artist knelt at the monarch's feet. "Receive at our hands this medal, Di Nostro Salvator, and learn how much we love to honor genius." And the emperor flung a golden chain around his neck. Tamburini was then presented to the Russian emperor and received the compliments and congratulation of the nobility present. The next day the artist was sent on his way rejoicing, loaded with honors and tangible marks of royal esteem. Freddie wants to chat.
Hi, wait for me. I'm coming. Hi. I'm Freddie, and I gotta get my breath. Okay, now, hi everyone. So, my friend, Mr. James Austin Steenson, he came to visit the shop one time, and now he's continuing on his scribe work, and here's a video from him.
Hello, my name is James Austin Steenson. I'm one of Miss Macomber's followers on YouTube here, and I made another manuscript. This time it is on the books of Joshua, Judges, and Ruth. I drew the Ark of the Covenant, Jordan River, and some scenes from some of the pictures in the books here. Next I have my dedication. As you see on the side, I wrote Joshua 1:8. "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, thou mayest do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." Here's Joshua 1. I drew Jordan River there. Over here in Joshua 20, I drew cities of refuge with a banner saying Shalom in Hebrew on it, supported by 2 white doves. I have Judges over here, a golden scale with a gavel and a sword, both symbolizing God's judgment and justice. And over in Ruth, I drew some barley. Here it is. I made it grow some in Ruth 2. I continued that in Ruth 3. And at Ruth 4, I made it grow into a heart there for the marriage of Boaz and Ruth. Thank you for watching. I hope Miss Macomber's channel is as much of a blessing as it is to me for you. Bye.
Wow, that's really good. Thanks for sending in your projects. See you next time. Bye.
The Hebrew Minute. Hashalech al Hashem. Yehavka vahu yakol kelecha lo yiten laolam mot lezadik. Cast on the Lord your burden, and he will sustain you or support you. He will not allow the righteous to be moved or falter. If you know where this is found, please leave it in the comments below. Here we are, a beautiful Friday. The birds are singing. Let's go in and see what's going on. Okay, here we are in the shop. I don't have the mats down on the floor at this point. All the flooding is cleaned up now, and we're getting things organized and back. Over here we can see we're all restocked on our candles. Here I'm working on setting up a viola. We should get that done next week. Here's our new violin. We're enjoying playing this. We're going to keep playing it for another week at least. And here's our special music box. And here are some of the paintings. These 3 are available if anyone wants them. You can make an offer, but otherwise, I hope you were entertained by that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your awesome comments and your thumbs up. Thank you to the new subscribers, and until next time, bye!